All right, good morning. So it's Monday morning, 7 a.m. The guys are all at home, nestled in their bed. No, they're probably up doing something else. Thought it'd be interesting to do an hour by hour blow of what's hopefully going to transpire today. As you know, in the previous video, I could not find, well, one set of trusses was delivered, attempted to be delivered, and the crane truck broke down, so they couldn't offload them. So those are parked somewhere in some parking lot. The other trusses that I was supposed to get first, I still don't know where they are. So I'm waiting for a call from the salesman. He's going to be on the phone at 8 o'clock with the lumber truss company office and get the lowdown. And he's going to call me as soon as he knows. So I'll give you an update. Thanks. I had to step out for a minute. I'm back. Seemed like there was some activity here while I was gone. Anyway, 8 o'clock, it should be, the salesman should be on the phone, I hope, with the truss company. That's my update. Well, guess what? It's 9 o'clock and I haven't heard from anybody. Time for a phone call.
Hey, Ken.
Good morning. How are you?
Oh, not bad. Penny's not in, but I emailed her. But the trusses that I asked about were the ones that were supposedly supposed to go to Airport Road. So I'm just wondering if the ones if they got the right ones on the truck. I mean, if they, I don't know because I didn't get to see or hear what they were, but Penny's not in until 9:30. So I emailed her again on the Airport Road trusses. I told her I got the ones for Lisbon, but I really need the ones for Airport Road.
Right. Yeah. The ones in Lisbon, I guess, are parked somewhere in a parking lot.
I wonder how long they are.
That's what I was wondering. The building in Haverhill is 26 feet wide.
Mm-hmm.
The one in Lisbon is 28 feet.
I know. So I'm wondering what's on that truck. What I'd love to know what's on the truck.
Right.
Because I was very clear on the J number, the job number.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like I said the New Hampshire trusses. I said I sent them back the delivery ticket and everything that I sign off on with the address, and that's the one she told me we're going. And then all of a sudden, trusses wind up in Lisbon.
Right.
So I thought that was a little strange.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just kind of waiting till I hear from Penny now, because Penny's the only one that can help me.
Sure. Okay. Well,
what are you doing now since you can't do nothing?
I'm cleaning my shop. It needed it.
Oh.
The guys are at home. They're kind of waiting to hear.
All right. Well, I emailed her straight out. Again, the same thing. I just didn't, I emailed her the order and the delivery ticket of that job so she can't get it wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll find out.
Okay. Well, I'll wait to hear from you.
Yeah, I called him at 8.
Yeah, I knew you were going to. All right. Well, thanks.
You're welcome, Ken.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
I've done business with him for over 20 years, and we have just a great relationship. He has gotten me out of trouble so many times by just things, stuff comes up and he'll say, hey, this or that, or he's gone extra effort to make sure we got stuff. He's personally delivered things when needed. Can't say enough about him. It's kind of not in his hands at all. It's nothing he did. We just had another conversation about, are these the right trusses for the right job, the right length? Did they get switched? And as far as he knows, they're all set. The roofing is sitting there ready to be put on. So I know the trusses are ordered. He knows he has a PO number, a job number. So it's ordered. Hurry up and wait. So I'm going to clean the shop. These pieces of soffit here are 11¼ inches long. We do a 12-inch overhang. So by the time everything is added by sheathing, this, that, and the other, there's 11½ inches to play with. So we cut them at 11¼ It's just it's something we've done for 30 years. So we know what that length is. We've cut a bunch ahead. We'll take these out in anticipation of doing something someday. Meanwhile, cleaning up the shop. $20 in a pack. Okay, 10 o'clock. No word. Going to relocate all this plywood and OSB to take up less room in the shop so that we can work in here a little bit. This is a 5,000-pound rated pallet jack. Easily lifts a unit of plywood. What I have on the pallet jack now is 3 and 5 foot length plywood that we use for starters and finishers on the roofs. Just trying to get all the sawdust out from underneath before I'm going to set it back over there out of the way. $11 No word. They say silence is golden, except on Mondays when you're waiting for trusses. So everybody, we've planned the day off today, so we have through the day to figure this out. Sort of. I'm pretty sure we'll see one set of trusses somewhere because they have their trailer tied up and they need that to deliver other trusses, and I'm sure they're getting backed up. Things happen, I know. Wish they'd let me know what's going on. My shop's looking good. So I'm stacking them enough so that I can get in behind and get at those shelves. And the last pile of plywood. You know what? I think I'll explain, since I apparently have time on my hands, why we cut 4-footers, 3-footers, and 5-footers. I'd like to show you why we lay out plywood the way we do on the roof. Let's just imagine, if you can, that this is the gable end truss. This is the very end. Then from there, we go 2 feet to the center of this truss, 2 feet, 2 feet, 2 feet, and so on down through the building. The plywood comes 8-foot sheets, and we mark those. We put a mark every 2 feet, all the way down through. But to start, so this would normally be all the way down at the bottom, but I just left these showing so you can tell what it is. The marks that we made a mark. We start with either a 5-footer or a 3-footer. So this is a mark at 2 feet, and then this is a 3-footer right there. So that's going to create the overhang on the edge, on the gable end of the roof. So we make this line even with the outside of the truss, and the line up at the top would be even with the outside of the truss. We'll also we make sure the walls are straight, by the way. We'll snap a line up there and know that that is going to be our mark. And we'll snap a line all the way across there. Usually we go, how do I explain this? Typically we have a subfascia that goes on the end. That's we usually use a 2x4. So from the outside of that 2x4, if that was here, let's get a 2x4. So if that was a subfascia, it would normally be also at an angle. The truss would be at an angle to match the. It's kind of odd because this is laying on the floor, but anyway, you'd have something like that. So we will measure typically about 46 3/4 from what would be the bottom of the subfascia. No, I'm sorry. From without the subfascia on, because we actually normally don't have the subfascia on like that. It's usually not there when we're doing this step. So it's 46 3/4 from the butt end at the bottom of the truss, 46 3/4 up, and we snap a line across. Then we know that we can pull that plywood to that line, assuming the wall is straight. This will then have an overhang, so that when we put this on, it'll come right to here. Be nice and straight, so that when we put the finished fascia on, we'll be good to go. And then drip edge, and then roofing. Roofing after we put on the roof wrap. So we start with a 3-footer, and then it's 8, 8, and whatever it ends down at the end, we always end with a 3 or a 5. Occasionally, to make it come out right, we'll have to add a 4-footer. So it's pretty easy to figure that out when you get down to the other end. The second row, we'll start with a 5-footer, so that it'll be even here, and it'll come onto this truss, or rafter, depending on what you're doing, so that we've staggered the joints. The third row will be a 3. If there's a 4th row, it'll be a 5, and so on. And then, again, however it works out down at the end, it'll have a 4-footer or it won't have a 4-footer. It's pretty simple once you just do it that way. So that's why we cut all of these ahead, the 3s, 4s, and 5s, so that and every sheet is marked, 2 foot on center here. So when we get on site, we are ready to go, and there's no downtime marking and so on. So that's how we do that. Typically. I can't say we always do, but we attempt to. What time is it? 11:30, no word on my trusses. It's noon and still no word. I just texted the salesman to see if he's heard anything. Meanwhile, I'm going to move my power trowel in. Maybe do a little maintenance. Look at all this beautiful room now. So he texted back, hoping to deliver the middle of next week if everything goes well with the truck. So now I need to find out about the other trusses. So I had a phone conversation with the salesman again. The truck is still broken down in Littleton, maybe. I'm going for a ride, so I have to go down to Haverhill. I want to cover up the interior of the walls to protect them if it's going to be a week and a half. If it's going to be next week, they've already been out, the walls have been up for over a week, and I just want to protect them. It's not usually a problem a week to have it exposed, but I just kind of don't. I want to err on the side of caution. So I'm going for a ride. I'll go pick up some house wrap and I'll staple it up. And I'm also going to drive through Littleton and see if I can see that truck trailer, so I can personally see what's going on, because it seems like way up north, no offense to you Canadian folks. Anyway, that plant in Canada is not really communicating very well as far as what is going on. Frustrated. We're in Littleton now, so I'm looking for a trailer with trusses on it. It's kind of good to get out and ride just a minute, because I think of that verse in the Bible that talks about judging somebody else. You ought to walk a mile or so in their shoes before you just lay down on them and and you know, they have their problems as well. Communication is great though. I know that they want to deliver the trusses, and I know that stuff comes up, so you know, a benefit of the doubt. We'll see what happens. Trusses, trusses, where's the trusses? I have to pull into one of the big box stores and get a roll of house wrap. We'll be able to use that on another job as well, so it's not like we're wasting the money on materials. So just to add to the challenge, it's raining. All right. I'll just run some across the top to close that up. And this is secured until next week. So I still don't know what we're doing tomorrow. We don't know where the Lisbon trusses are, but that's going to be the job we do next. Tentatively. Apparently, plans are subject to change. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Hey, so I just last minute just wanted to tell you about Chad's YouTube channel and Dan's YouTube channel. You folks have been asking about theirs and how to find them. So I'll put the links in the description box for those. All right. See you later.